Denmark's parliament is holding an emergency meeting right now, a classified emergency meeting to deal with the potential invasion by the United States, to prepare for a potential invasion by the United States. This is happening at the same time that the Trump regime sent its envoy to Greenland, which is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, on the various network news channels today, where Jeff Landry, Trump's envoy, says all options are on the table, including an invasion of Greenland, unless they do exactly what we want them to do. There was also a closed-door emergency session with the United States Senate, and the Democratic senators who attended these emergency meetings said that they were not satisfied by the responses from Rubio and Hegseth and others in this Trump regime when asked about their plans to potentially invade Cuba, Colombia, Greenland, and other parts of the Western Hemisphere. You now also have the European countries that include France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Spain, the United Kingdom, and the Kingdom of Denmark putting out the following statement. And the Prime Minister of the Netherlands also put out a statement in support of this statement. This is the joint statement on Greenland. Let me read it to you. Arctic security remains a key priority for Europe, and it is critical for international and transatlantic security. NATO has made clear that the Arctic region is a priority, and European allies are stepping up. We and many other allies have increased our presence, activities, and investments to keep the Arctic safe and deter adversaries. The Kingdom of Denmark, including Greenland, is part of NATO. Security in the Arctic must therefore be achieved collectively in conjunction with NATO allies, including the United States, by upholding the principles of the UN Charter, including sovereignty, territorial integrity, and the inviolability of borders. These are universal principles, and we will not stop defending them. The United States is an essential partner in this endeavor as a NATO ally, and through the defense agreement between the Kingdom of Denmark and the United States of 1951. Greenland belongs to its people. It is for Denmark and Greenland and them only to decide on matters concerning Denmark and Greenland. As I said, the Prime Minister of the Netherlands joined this statement. By the way, the reporter asks the Senate Majority Leader John Thune moments ago, when the president talks about Cuba, Colombia, Greenland, do you take him at his word? And Thune says, look, I think Thune, the Senate Majority Leader who used to act like he was a moderate Republican, he's like, we're open to these invasions. Here, play this clip.
Good morning, good afternoon,
good morning.
Happy New Year. When the president talks about Cuba, talks about Colombia, and he talks about Greenland, is that just bluster, or do you take him at his word?
Well, I think the president has demonstrated, at least already, a very strong commitment to peace through strength, and especially in this hemisphere. And I think Venezuela delivered or got that message loudly and clearly. And I think other countries in this hemisphere who are cooperating with narco-terrorists or in league with China and Russia and Iran and countries like that need to be on notice. And so I think the president's, this is not idle threats. I think his indication is that the United States is going to take care of America's vital national security interests, and that people in this region of the world ought to be working constructively with us to ensure that that happens. And in the case of the narco-terrorists, it's protecting a lot of Americans from the poisonous impact of illegal drugs coming into this country, or again, becoming a safe harbor for energy interests by countries like Russia and China and Iran.
Then you have Democratic senators like Democratic Senator Schumer said that he asked for assurances about whether or not there would be these invasions of these other countries, and he was not satisfied with the answer. Play this clip.
I asked for some assurances that they were not planning operations in other countries, and I named a few of the ones you mentioned, including Colombia and Cuba, and I was very, very disappointed in their answer. Thank you, everybody.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about a story that sounds like a movie, but many people are taking it very seriously. Denmark has called an emergency meeting. The reason? A shocking claim that the United States could invade Greenland. Yes, you heard that right. Greenland, ice, snow, quit land. So the big question is, why is Denmark worried? Why is Greenland so important? And is the United States really planning something? Let us break this story step by step in very easy so everyone can understand. What is Greenland? First, let us understand Greenland. Greenland is the largest island in the world. It is mostly covered with ice. Very few people live there. Greenland is not an independent country. It is controlled by Denmark, but it has its own local government. Denmark handles defense, foreign policy. Greenland handles local law, daily life. So, if something happened to Greenland, Denmark is responsible. Why is Greenland so important? Now you may ask, why would the United States care about a frozen Iceland? The answer is power, security, and money. Military locations. Greenland is in a very important position. It is close to the United States, Europe, Russia. This makes it perfect for military base, radar system, uh, missiles defense. In fact, the US already has a military base in Greenland called Truly Air Base. So, Greenland is already part of US defense plan. Neutral resources. Greenland is full of valuable resources such as rare earth minerals, oil, gas. These resources are very important for technology, weapons, electric cars, military equipment, and ice melt become of uh, climate change. Their resources are becoming easier to access. Arctic power race. The Arctic region is becoming a new battlefield. Countries competing uh, competing there includes United States, Russia, China. Everyone wanted control and influence. Greenland is a key piece of the puzzle. Where did this story start? This story became popular after media report and political decisions suggested that the US is increasing its interest in Greenland. Denmark feels pressure. Emergency talk were held. Some uh, headlines even use the word invasions, which create fear and panic. But we must ask: is this really an invasion plan, or is it political drama? Donald Trump and Greenland. This is not the first time this topic came up. In 2019, Donald Trump shocked the world by saying, "I want to buy Greenland. Yes, buy it." Denmark's response was simple: Greenland is not for sale. Trump became angry and cancelled a visit to Denmark. This moment showed one thing very clearly. The US is interested in Greenland. Denmark emergency meeting. Now let us talk about the emergency meeting. Denmark reportedly held high-level decisions to protect Greenland. Response to US pressure show political strength. This does not mean things are coming tomorrow. Emergency meeting can happen because of diplomatic tensions, media pressure, strategic concerns, but headlines made it sound like war was coming. Is the US really is the US really um, planning an invasion? Let us be very clear here. There is no official proof that the US planned a military invasion of Greenland. The United States and Denmark are NATO allies, close partners, friends, and invasions would destroy NATO global trust US image, so a real invasions is extremely unlikely. But pressure, influence, and control can happen without invasions. So what is really happen? What we are seeing is a power struggle, not a war plan. The US want strongly military pressure. US want strongly military mm, presence, more influence in Greenland, protections against Russia and China. Denmark want control more its uh, territory, respect, stability. Greenland want independent economic growth, safety. These three interests are not alike the same. Greenland voice. Many people forget one thing: Greenland people matter. Some people in Greenland want independence from Denmark, want US investment, want jobs and department. Others fear losing their culture, fear becoming a military targets. So Greenland is divided to media role in fear. Media play a big role in the story. World like invasions, emergency crises create fear, clicks, confirms. In really, politics is often slow, quiet, and boring, but fear sells. Why this story went viral? This story went viral because Trump history, cold fear feelings, Russia as US tensions, uh, uh, Arctic competitions. People love stories about superpower, uh, uh, secret plan, hidden wars. Greenland become the perfect headlines. NATO and international law. If the US attacking Greenland, it would attack Denmark. Denmark is in NATO. NATO would respond. This make invasions almost impossible. So again, no invasions is mm, coming. What could happen in the future? Here are related uh, possibilities, more as basic. The US may expand military corporations, more investment. Companies may invest in Greenland. Greenland independent talk. Greenland may push hard for independence. Denmark become more careful. Denmark will strengthen its Arctic policy. What this story really tells us? This story is not about invasions, it is about power, geography, uh, climate change, global competitions. The Arctic is becoming the new focus of world politics. Greenland is no longer for regions. Final thought. So let us answer the main questions. Did Denmark call an emergency meeting? Yes. Discussions happened. Is the US invading Greenland? No proof. Very unlucky. Is Greenland important? Extremely important. Is the story exaggerated? Yes, by media. The truth is somewhere in the media. If you enjoy the video, please like, share and subscribe. Tell us in the comment, do you think Greenland will become independent one day? Should the US increase its pressure there? Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.